everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with Fitness RX for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, after a workout, like days after, if I'm not sore, is the workout non-effective? Should I go heavier for less reps or lighter for more reps? Not that my goal is to be sore. My goal is to do these workouts and see the results because of them. Thank you. Just because you're not sore doesn't mean that the workout isn't effective. In fact, it could mean that your body is recovering very efficiently. So, a soreness is good, but if it lasts for a really long time, I would say probably longer than 4 or 5 days, it's probably either because the workout was a little bit too intense, or also because your body isn't recovering efficiently. I mean, there will be days where you may be sore for a week if you have a really good leg day, but I wouldn't gauge how hard or intense your workout is on how sore you are the next day. So I mean, for the most part, like when I train, I'm usually pretty fatigued, and I can feel the muscle when I massage it the next day and maybe even 2 days after. But then by the 3rd day, it's already starting to recover, and it doesn't prevent me, it doesn't hurt me from doing other things too. So don't worry, I would still lift heavy if your goal is to gain muscle. If you're looking to maintain, then keep your repetitions higher and more moderate weight. But if you're looking to gain muscle, definitely lift heavy, so don't worry about how sore you are. Let's see. Nicole, how do you cope with disappointment and retain the desire and drive to carry on with eating healthy and training despite having a good week when the scales don't budge the way you expected them to? Well, first of all, I want to say that we all experience disappointment. We all have times where we wake up in the morning, we just don't feel that great, and I have learned over the years not to let the scale determine my mood for that day. In fact, my weight can change anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds within a day based off of how late I ate, if I had extra salt, if I went out to dinner and had a larger portion than normal, if I had extra vegetables. Your body just holds. It can hold water, which can affect the scale if you're on your cycle, if you're stressed out, if you didn't get a lot of sleep. There's so many factors that play a role into that number. So I've learned over the years not to let myself get disappointed or set my mood for the day based off of what that number says, because really it doesn't matter. Use it as a gauge, so I know within a range I should be at and where I'm most comfortable at. And then when I start getting outside that range, it's time to bring things back down a bit. If you're doing this for a long duration of time and you're still not seeing the results that you want, then I would really take an honest assessment of your actual program. Are you really doing everything you can be doing? And if not, maybe hire a professional to take a look at it and make sure that you are. So we all experience disappointment. Just try to keep your chin up, read a positive affirmation to start your day, surround yourself with people who you love and love you, and do something that you enjoy, and don't let the scale determine how you feel. Hi Nicole, I know you mentioned before the best exercise for glutes are squats. However, I have really strong quads and they tend to dominate and take over when squatting, despite me going a few inches below parallel. Is there a way to hit more of the glute when performing this exercise? Thank you, and congratulations on your recent win. Thank you very much. So when you're squatting, obviously the quadriceps are the large muscle in the body. They are going to be activated. It's a leg exercise. But in order to incorporate more of the glute, try to sit back into the heels. If you're sitting more into the ball of your foot, your quadriceps will take over more. And really, when you come up, try to squeeze your glutes as much as possible. So focus that mind-muscle connection into the glutes instead of the quads. Maybe try to go a little lighter. When you go a little heavier, sometimes it's more difficult to feel that mind-muscle connection. And I'm not talking about like lightweight. Still lift heavy, but heavy enough where you can perform 15 reps. And then, like I said, squeeze your glutes at the top. Maybe try some wide leg squats where you're working more of the glute and the inner thigh and really just trying to squeeze. You could also do one-legged squats where your stance is your stance is staggered, so one leg is in front of the other, and as you squat down, it's kind of like a mini lunge in a way. You're sitting into your glute. So, or you could also start with some glute exercises before you do your squats, so that way you're already feeling a burn in your glute, and it's easier to get that mind-muscle connection. So give that a try and see if that helps. I have recently suffered from a hip flexor injury, and I'm afraid to re-aggravate the injury coming back too soon. It was so painful, it's almost intimidating to try workout again. Have you ever had a significant injury, and how did you conquer the journey back? Yes, I've had many injuries, and it is the most frustrating thing. In fact, when I was in high school, I was doing track, and after track practice in high school, I was going to gymnastics. And all the running and pounding 5 to 6 times a week, I thought I had shin splints, which if anyone has had shin splints, it's horrible. And there's nothing you can do aside from just rest it to get it better. So I thought, oh, it's just shin splints, I'll just tape it up, no big deal. Well, it kept progressively getting worse until I almost had, I had a stress fracture that almost broke my tibia all the way through. So I had this like bulge on the bone, and I couldn't barely walk. So I had gotten it pretty bad just by not listening to my body, and I just didn't want to stop. But at that point I had to wear a cast, and I was out for much longer, and I made a small deal, which could have taken, you know, a month maybe, into a multiple month healing process. So from that experience, I have learned that if I have pain, to work around it and don't do anything that's going to aggravate it more. And coming back from an injury when you're healing is very scary because you don't want to experience that pain again. So just take it one day at a time. Go easy, like ease into it. Maybe every week add a little bit more weight, or every other week. Make sure you're doing a lot of rehabilitation stuff in the meantime, like stretching on a daily basis, going to the chiropractor, getting massage therapy, taking yoga so that you stay limber, and you know, just all those preventative maintenance type things are going to help keep you healthy in the long term too. So if you've gotten the okay from your doctor to get back into your routine, make sure that you don't go gung-ho and start back where you were before you took off. Gradually get back into it, and make sure that you listen to your body and don't push past your pain threshold because you want to try and be tough. I know you're tough, but be smart. So hopefully that helps. Those are my questions for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the Fitness RX for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.